Hello everyone, this is Veronica and welcome to the Learning Lab episode number 70. We are definitely outside today. I want to share with you my find that I got from an estate sale this morning. Yep, this stackable modular, all of these cubes and their various sizes. It was a little grungy, but I've sprayed it down with some 409 Lysol, something like that. And now I'm going to get my son to douse it with the hose. Just wanted to quickly share with you my trim that I have spray painted black. I have on one coat and now I need to add another coat. Before I move forward, I wanted to come back and show you what I did when measuring the trim for my walls. When I measured it, I went ahead and marked on the back where it was going to go before I cut it, so that when I go to put them on the wall, I know exactly where to put them, and this allows for any variance or variation in the walls. I use this fine handsaw and this sander to soften up the rough edges. Okay everybody, so here we are with the black trim put in place. Really liking it. And I did stick on some of the dewdrops. And again, they're just being held on with some painter's tape. So I was thinking, should I do like every 3 or should I go and get some rhinestones so I can do each one of them? So what started as just a simple get some paint on the wall so I'm not looking at that latte color that was there has turned into a huge project, as does most of my projects. But you know, I just let them grow and have a mind of their own. I don't try to stop them. But this is it, all the way around to where we meet the bookcases and back around on the other side. So weigh in, let me know, should I have gone with the rhinestones or with the dewdrops, which are a little more matte. On to some organizing so that hopefully I can share with you the finished room. Hello, it's Sunday morning and I want to talk a little bit about my paper organization. The containers at the top store a lot of kit materials. The one on the far left is Christmas. Everything in there has to do with Christmas. Ribbons, buttons, whatever. And all the paper packs to the right are also Christmas. I have some of the large acrylic pieces that I got from Fancy Pants and some of my oversized stamps, and those are there also. Coming down below that to the next shelf is where I store a lot of my 8x8 paper pads, packs, and kits. I've gone through and just kind of labeled what's in each one. I'll go back later and make an index for myself for those. I have quite a bit of hot off the press Christmas, and that stamp lets me know that everything in there and to the right is hot off the press. Those are some of my labels that I'm creating to go on some of my other items that I'm organizing. And behind there are some additional kits and kit books that I have. Some are Christmas, Halloween. It's really miscellaneous at this point. I have to decide what to do with them. But I do have lots of extra storage bags in which to store those things, and also some room to grow. These are some of my labels that I've created. I have quite a bit of Anna Griffin things, so she has another label for herself. I've done one for textured cardstock, specialty paper. If I have a packet for it, it gets a label. Coming down to this shelf, to the far left, I have Baby, hot off the press. Everything to the right of that is hot off the press until you get to this section. And these are some metallic papers that I got as a super duper killer steal from Tuesday morning. So what I did was went through each pack and pulled out about 7 to 8 sheets of each one. I don't need to store all of this paper on my shelf. I only need to have out what I'm using at the time. So I created a label telling me what all of those paper packs were, and that will go on top of the container. I've also created a label that I'll type up and attach to the paper pad itself, letting me know which papers are in there. So when I start to run low, I can go to my storage stash and just pull out additional ones to refill. I need some breathing room on my shelves, or else I'm going to feel like everything is crowding in on me. I tend to organize my paper the way that I craft. For example, everything in this container is Fancy Pants. Next is Basil. Everything to the right of that is Basil, down through EK Success, and some of those papers are also in another folder holder down to we are memory keepers. I know the look, I know what I want, so I know where to go to get what I want. The next shelf contains anything Three Birds, Brenda Walton, and Die Cuts with a View. And remember, everything to the right of that is also that paper pack. I also store special paper in its own folder that could be anything from vellum to embossed paper to anything fancy. I did the same thing with some more of my American Crafts and Luxe paper. I have oodles of this. I don't need every single piece of paper from that pack out taking up space on my shelf. So I created another label telling me what it is. Did the same thing for the paper pads. I'll do one large one that will let me know every name of every paper in there. So when it gets low and I need to replenish, I can go to my container to pull it. And when I'm out of it, I can just draw a line through it letting me know I have no more of that particular paper pack. This really helps me with my paper organization. Now, I did reach a bit of dilemma when I was storing some paper for my boys' paper packs, and I do keep all of those together on my shelf. When it came to a Fancy Pants boys kit that I had, I thought, should I store it with Fancy Pants or with boys? But when I want to do a boy only page, I'm not going straight to Fancy Pants. I'm going straight to boys, so I elected to store it that way. And this paper pack is anything that has to do with animal prints. Tigers, lions, bears, furs, oh my, it's all in there. To the right of this are some of my paper kits from SEI to Amanda Blue, some of the more miscellaneous ones. I do store my paper by paper company because, let's say for example, if I want something really bold and graphic, I might go to my EK Success paper. If I want something a little out there, kind of avant-garde, I might go to Basic Grace. I also store all of my coordinations paper together, so I can go directly to whatever it is I'm looking for. And those are stored in some paper packs as well. So this keeps me from having to find a home for all of these stacks of paper in my new scrap room. Down on the floor are some of my 8.5 by 11 and some of the 6 by 6. I have a lot of duplicate packs. I'll keep out what I need. The rest are going to go into short-term storage. More breathing space for me and decorating opportunities. Thank you for joining me in the lab today to check on my progress. I am moving towards the finish line. And a couple of upcoming videos, I'll share a few more of my organizational techniques with you. Until then.